Hello everybody and welcome to my quick look at MewnBase. MewnBase is available on itch.io and is currently downloadable on Windows, macOS and Linux. It is currently priced at $3, which is roughly £2.34, or if you want to, you can pay more. Don't forget, you can always pay the $3 to begin with and then tip the developer more afterwards if you wish. Don't forget guys, MewnBase is still in active development and anything you see here is subject to change. And you may also encounter bugs, but let's get on with the good stuff, shall we? So what is this game about? MewnBase is a survival space exploration game. You land on a barren planet and you need to find and scavenge materials to begin building a base and help make food and get a supply of oxygen. Craft new modules to expand your base and explore your new surroundings in style. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me, in style. All will be revealed soon. How does the game run? The game runs great. After speaking with the game dev, there aren't any official system specs released just yet, but he has provided me with a rough guide for you which are on screen now. As of yet, the settings menu doesn't really have much for you to adjust. Currently, you can choose to play the game in full screen or not, and then there are just options to change your language and the controls. Game mechanics. So, with the game being in such early development stages, there are still a lot of mechanics not implemented, but some of the current ones are quite interesting. So to start off with, currently there are 2 different game modes for you to choose from, and a tutorial to help start you off. Personally, I think the tutorial needs a little bit more work. After completing it, I still didn't really feel like I knew what to do, but after a minute or two of looking around, clicking on things, I kind of got the hang of it. But that's the beauty of early access. You get to provide the developer with feedback and help improve a game that you're gonna love. So the first game mode is a challenge mode, so to speak. Basically, you need to survive for 15 days. That's it, just 15 days. Now the second game mode is called Endless Mode. There's no time frame in Endless Mode, just unlimited time to play and live as long as possible. You can create all sorts of colonies in Endless Mode. Now, if you do die, this applies to the challenge mode as well, it will take you back to the main menu. Just click the load button and it will return you to your previous save point in your current game. When it took me back to the main menu, I thought I'd failed and started it all again. Little did I know I could have just clicked the load button and carried from where I left off. There is already a lot to this game now that I think about it, and one of my favourites is the whole power and energy production. You have to build solar panels in order to provide power to your base. Later on in the game you can craft batteries to help retain all the power collected and store it. It's quite clever the way he has set this up, but it can also seem a little complex to begin with, but you will figure it out. Now, there is a day and night cycle in this game, which can cause you a lot of trouble if you are not careful. When you have only the solar panels, at night your base will lose power. Now, when you lose power, you will lose the ability to purify the air, which means no oxygen. Okay, so you're probably thinking, that is pretty obvious there, Endo, but I didn't think about it. I went out and gathered a lot of resources and just returned when my oxygen was getting low. Little did I know, it was also getting dark when I was heading back. I already had no oxygen, and with nighttime coming, the base had no power to make more. So take this tip from me, from my personal experience of course. If you're out and about gathering resources during the day, you need to make sure you head back to your base before nightfall to make sure you refill your suit with oxygen and power. Otherwise, you could end up in a lot of trouble like me. Oh, and also there is a handy map available to help you not get lost like I did. Okay, so you just heard me talk about power with your suit then. So your spacesuit comes equipped with a flashlight, which is very helpful in the dark. The game gets very dark and you only have the smallest little glow around you. But in comes the flashlight and everything is better. Now, using the flashlight will use up your suit power. You can monitor this in the top right hand corner, but do be careful though. If your suit runs out of power, you will lose your whole HUD, including your hunger, health bar, as well as your oxygen meter. You can recharge all this just by going back into your base, but don't forget, if it's night time, there's no power, you won't recharge your suit, so you won't know if you're running out of oxygen, if you're starving, or even if you're injured. You need to make sure you manage your base and keep a good steady supply of oxygen, or you could be in a lot of trouble. At random points you will get a message saying your base is leaking oxygen, which you need to head back immediately and repair the damage. When your base has power, the oxygen will build up, and when you enter the base you will immediately begin to refill your O2 because of the build up. If you look on the left hand side of your screen, there is a little sort of information bar telling you how much oxygen is in the base. Now, any leaks will deplete that reserve, so make sure to repair any damage as soon as possible. Your solar panels can also become damaged over time, but that won't affect the reserve of oxygen already in the base, you will just lose power. So there is a weather system in place, and so far I've encountered the rain and sandstorms. The sandstorms are quite cool and look amazing just at sunset or sunrise. Now, during the sandstorm, your solar panels will become rendered useless if they get covered in sand, so make sure to keep them clean. Now, my favourite thing in the game. This is by far the best thing in the game in my opinion. It's the buggy. Yes, you heard me, the buggy. Oh my gosh, is it a lot of fun. It is very quick and responsive, but if I'm being completely honest, it's a little difficult to drive without destroying it. There's these massive rocks all over the map which you can't mine, you have to use a jackhammer. With the buggy being so quick, it then becomes a game of reflexes, and to be honest, it seems like I don't have any because I've destroyed about 4 to 5 buggies. Replay value. This game is still in development, so new things are always being added, which is always a good thing for replay value. With both modes, there is always a chance for replay, whether it's just the surviving for 15 days mode and trying not to die, or die fewer times than your previous attempt, or even the endless mode where you can try to last as long as you can. Unfortunately though, in its current form, I do believe that once you've crafted everything, it can become a bit monotonous. Especially if you've completed your goals. But when the game updates and new things are added, then all that changes. How good is the game? The game is a lot of fun. It's a nice, relaxing game which is quite enjoyable for a change. Games like 7 Days or Subnautica have you on the edge of your seat constantly, which can be a lot of fun. Maybe not so much with Subnautica, that's just scary. But they can also be tiring because they are always keeping you on the edge of your seat. Playing this, I felt myself just sink into my bed, relax, and just having fun, not really having to worry about too much. Obviously the game has oxygen and food which you need to worry about, but it's not as stressful like some other games can become. I really did have a lot of fun playing this game. Is it worth the current asking price? For $3? Yeah, I do believe it is. You're getting a well developed game that is a lot of fun and is kind of stress relieving, to be honest. I really think you should give it a go. If you're interested in purchasing this game, there is a link in the description below. If you would like to see a playthrough of this, please leave me a comment. But that is the end of today's quick look, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget, please be my friend, leave me a like, comment, subscribe, they all help me out a bunch, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.